traducción para todas las familias que deseen hacer uso de los dispositivos de traducción de inglés a español. Vamos a tener unos dispositivos disponibles para que por favor los soliciten levantando la mano, y muy amablemente haremos uso de estos dispositivos durante la noche para que no se pierdan ni un momento de esa celebración. Entonces, cualquier familia en español que quiera hacer uso, por favor levante la mano y haremos uso de los dispositivos de traducción disponibles. Gracias.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and join me in reciting the United States and Texas pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Prometo lealtad a la bandera de los Estados Unidos de América y a la república que representa una nación bajo Dios, indivisible, con libertad y justicia para todos.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Honraré la bandera de Texas. Prometo lealtad a ti, Texas, un estado bajo Dios, uno e indivisible.
Thank you.
Good evening, and welcome to the Bryan ISD Performing Arts Center. I'm Ginger Caravine, Superintendent of Bryan ISD School. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the 52nd Annual Scholarship Night. This is a special evening where we come together to celebrate the incredible accomplishments of our students and to recognize the generosity of those who make so many of these opportunities possible, our local scholarship donors. If you are a donor of one or more of tonight's awards, would you please stand so that we may express our sincere gratitude. Thank you. We are also honored to have several distinguished guests with us tonight. Representing the Bryan ISD Board of Trustees, Board Secretary, Mr. Joel Bryan. In addition, we would like to acknowledge the Bryan ISD Education Foundation, whose members serve as vital liaisons between our district and the community. I invite Sarah Braden, Executive Director, and any other members of the Education Foundation who are present to please stand to be recognized. This evening, thanks to your generosity, we are awarding 255 scholarships to 145 students, totaling more than $300,000. Thank you, that's amazing. As the scholarship presentations begin, we invite donors and representatives to stand when the name of your scholarship is read so that we may thank you personally for your commitment to our students' futures. It is also my privilege to introduce the campus principals who will assist with tonight's presentations. Dr. Desiree Caperton, representing Bryan Collegiate High School. Mr. Lane Rubin, representing Bryan High School. Dr. Karen Casper, Mary Catherine Harris High School. And Miss Rachel Layton, representing Rudder High School. Thank you. At this time, I'll turn things over to Mr. Justin Estes, who will lead us in tonight's acknowledgements.
Good evening once again, and thank you all for being here tonight. In addition to our generous donors, tonight wouldn't be possible without the dedicated support of our Go Center coordinators who work tirelessly to help students navigate the college admissions process. Please join me in recognizing Angela Carpenter, Leah Falden, Veronica Rangel, and Rebecca White for their invaluable contributions. We also want to acknowledge our Advice Texas counselors for the important role that they play in this process. Let's give a round of applause for Clarissa Lopez and Charlena Perez. Of course, tonight is truly about our incredible students, seniors from the class of 2025. We are so proud of your accomplishments. Please stand and let us recognize you. And to the families of our graduates, your love, support, and encouragement have helped guide your students to this moment. Let's give a heartfelt round of applause to all the families in attendance tonight. We will now begin the presentation of our local scholarships. Students, when it's time for your row to be called, our line leaders will guide you to the stairs on my left. After receiving your scholarship packet, please exit for a quick photo in the foyer to my right before returning to your seat. Donors, as your recipients cross the stage, you are welcome to step into the foyer if you'd like to take an official photo with your student. As a reminder, all ceremony photos will be available for download after the event as noted in your program. We'll begin this evening's presentation with our recipients from Bryan Collegiate High School. To present those awards, please welcome Principal Dr. Desiree Caperton.
Maria Aguilar Moreno is receiving the following scholarship. Ann Wilder. Brianna Aguirre is receiving the following scholarship. Lester Ben Bates Senior Memorial. Raul Acala Rubio is receiving the following scholarship, or family. Jacqueline Arredondo is receiving the following scholarship, Marshall and Ellen Peters Memorial. John Avila is receiving the following scholarships, Lester Ben Banks Senior Memorial and Sam Houston Elementary PTO. Noah Bravo is receiving the following scholarship, Lester Ben Banks Senior Memorial. Malachi Chapman is receiving the following scholarships, Arkamanu Horizon and William and Edith Thornton. Nashla Cortez Silva is receiving the following scholarship, Moorhead Family. Uriel Cortez is receiving the following scholarship, SFA Class of 1942. Kimberly DeHaro is receiving the following scholarship, Morris Schulman Jr. Memorial. Christopher Ford is receiving the following scholarship, Brazos County Bar Association. Isabel Gonzalez is receiving the following scholarship, Godfrey Family. Lazaria Hammond is receiving the following scholarships, Bryan ISD Education Foundation Memorial and Chambers Collegiate. Justin Hernandez is receiving the following scholarship, Working Students. Danielle Lopez Beza is receiving the following scholarships, Delta Kappa Gamma and Godfrey family. Marlene Lopez Tovar is receiving the following scholarships: Believe in Yourself and Bryan ISD Education Foundation Memorial. Karina Lozano is receiving the following scholarship: Lester Binbank Senior Memorial. Jasmine Mauricio is receiving the following scholarships: Believe in Yourself, Bryan ISD Education Foundation Memorial, and George H.W. Bush High School Public Service. Mia Mauricio is receiving the following scholarship: Lester Binbank Senior Memorial. David Martinez is receiving the following scholarship: Merrill Green Bryan Rotary Club. Elizabeth Martinez is receiving the following scholarships: Orr Family and St. Andrew's Church. Itzel Mendez Pina is receiving the following scholarship: Lester Binbank Senior Memorial. Jaden Ming is receiving the following scholarship: Fuller Family. Alexander Moreno is receiving the following scholarship: Chris Owens Memorial. Jaden Nobles is receiving the following scholarship: Lester Binbank Senior Memorial. Madison Pierce is receiving the following scholarship: BHS Class of 1980 Memorial. Laura Posada Granados is receiving the following scholarship: Johnson Elementary PTO. Edward Rodriguez is receiving the following scholarship: St. Andrew's Church. Lee Ryberg is receiving the following scholarship: Lester Binbank Senior Memorial. Araceli Salazar is receiving the following scholarship: Patty Moore Academic Achievement. Jennifer Sanchez is receiving the following scholarship: Orr Family. Mackenzie Salceda is receiving the following scholarships: Brian Bachman Legacy Award and Lisa Tarver Sol Ross Elementary Achievement. Johan Scott is receiving the following scholarship: Lester Binbank Senior Memorial. Joshua Steinschneider is receiving the following scholarship: Mervyn Peters Memorial. Daisy 2 is receiving the following scholarships: Bonham Elementary PTO, Lester Binbank Senior Memorial, Orr Family, and the Women's Club. Juan Vasquez is receiving the following scholarship: Lester Binbank Senior Memorial. Marissa Weber is receiving the following scholarship: Brazos County Retired School Personnel. Ashley Zamaron is receiving the following scholarship: Orr Family.
I'm Tana
Willett, and I'm the Director for Counseling Services in Bryan ISD, and have had the privilege of working with the Scholarship Night for the number of years. This year, the Senior Scholarship application process made a move to a digital format. Bryan ISD, along with the Education Foundation, recognized the need to streamline the process to better serve both our students and our donors. With increasing participation across the district and with new scholarship opportunities being added, we needed to find a solution for making this process as efficient as possible. And we may have saved a small forest in the process. By integrating the software platform, Smarter Select, students were able to complete their applications from any digital device while making corrections and saving their applications with the click of a button. For a majority of our scholarships, the students were able to send their teacher recommendation forms electronically, and in this new format, scholarship applications could be sorted and evaluated with a high level of confidentiality and protection of biographical information. We appreciate the class of 2025 for being flexible as we launch this new system, and we are grateful for the Bryan ISD counselors and staff who helped navigate this new arena. Next, we will honor our recipients from Bryan High School. Here to acknowledge them is their principal, Mr. Lane Boobin.
Corin Abbey is receiving the following scholarships: Ryan Bachman Legacy Award, Lester Ben Banks Senior Memorial, and Cheyenne Booster Club. Caden Adams is receiving the following scholarships: Lester Ben Banks Senior Memorial, Mary Edna Dorsey, and Viking Theater Booster. Camden Adams is receiving the following scholarships: Future Community Leadership, Lester Ben Banks Senior Memorial, Merrill Green Bryan Rotary Club, Bryan High Fine Arts Cares, and Viking Theater Booster. Alexander Basile is receiving the following scholarships: Lester Ben Banks Senior Memorial and Viking Band Booster. Emma Braden is receiving the following scholarships: VHS PTSO, Lester Ben Banks Senior Memorial, and Rachel Lynn Servant Memorial Sunflower Award. Camilla Brooks is receiving the following scholarships: Lester Ben Banks Senior Memorial and Chambers Collegiate. Annabelle Campos is receiving the following scholarship: VHS Scott Doc Hess. Carly Carver is receiving the following scholarships: the Desma Family and Merrill Green Bryan Rotary Club. Edgar Castrion is receiving the following scholarships: Future Community Leadership and Merrill Green Bryan Rotary Club. Madison Damon is receiving the following scholarships: Ethel Hedgeman Lyle and the Women's Club of Bryan College Station. Fritz Dyke is receiving the following scholarships: VHS PTSO, Sam Houston Elementary PTO, and Sol Ross 1457 Sons of Confederate Veterans. Riley Dominic is receiving the following scholarships: VHS PTSO, Bowen Elementary PTO, Brazos Blue Bonnet Quilt Guild, Brazos Valley Credit Union Funding the Future, Eugene Edge III Charitable Trust, Eugene Edge III and Corner Zulch Edge, Lester Ben Banks Senior Memorial, and United Herd Aston. Christian Eddington is receiving the following scholarships: Bryan High Choir Senior, Bryan High Fine Arts Cares, and Lester Ben Banks Senior Memorial. Samaj Edwards is receiving the following scholarship: St. Andrew's Church. Alexa Escobar is receiving the following scholarship: Viking Band Booster. James Lorindo is receiving the following scholarships: Crystal Hall Memorial and Viking Band Booster. Julian Ford is receiving the following scholarships: Brotherhood of Aggie Mentors, Chambers Collegiate, Lester Benbank Senior Memorial, Matt Moreno Steady in all roles, Mortimer and Lucy Brown Memorial, and the Viking Theater Booster. Callista Garcia is receiving the following scholarships: Bryan High Fine Arts Cares, Ross Raccoon Elementary, and Viking Theater Booster. Rafael Gonzalez is receiving the following scholarship: Coach Linda Holloway. Jacqueline Hernandez is receiving the following scholarship: St. Andrew's Church. Caleb Heslip is receiving the following scholarships: Lester Benbank Senior Memorial and Viking Club. Emmy Heslip is receiving the following scholarships: Heart of G Memorial, Lester Benbank Senior Memorial, Merrill Green Bryan Rotary Club, and Viking Club. Philip Hofzimmer is receiving the following scholarship: Lester Benbank Senior Memorial. Paris James is receiving the following scholarship: Chambers Collegiate. Rose Jones is receiving the following scholarship: Bryan High Choir Senior. Emily Korth is receiving the following scholarship: Bryan High Choir Senior. Braxton Lindsay is receiving the following scholarship: Bryan Noon Lions Club. Armando Maciel is receiving the following scholarship: St. Andrew's Church. Brian Maggard is receiving the following scholarships: VHS PTSO and Viking Band Booster. Jose Marquez Cortez is receiving the following scholarships: Eugene Edge III Charitable Trust, George H.W. Bush High School Public Service, and Lester Benbank Senior Memorial. Malaysia Dade is receiving the following scholarship: Bedell Chapter Number 9, Order of the Eastern Star. Piper McLaughlin is receiving the following scholarships: Brazos Union Masonic Lodge, Mary B. Lamar, and Eugene Edge III Charitable Trust. Elizabeth Medrano is receiving the following scholarship: Cheyenne Booster Club. Eliana Medina is receiving the following scholarship: Bryan High Choir Senior. Ellie Merrill is receiving the following scholarships: Lester Benbank Senior Memorial and Cheyenne Booster Club. Ariana Meyer is receiving the following scholarships: Bryan High Fine Arts Cares and Viking Theater Booster. Gavin Neff is receiving the following scholarships: Nina Hurd Aston and Viking Theater Booster. Bridget Newman is receiving the following scholarship: Lester Benbank Senior Memorial. Tony Newman is receiving the following scholarships: Lester Benbank Senior Memorial. Araceli Padilla is receiving the following scholarship: Cheyenne Booster Club. Sophia Perez is receiving the following scholarship: Viking Theater Booster. Sophia Perez is receiving the following scholarship: Lester Van Dyke Senior Memorial. Torlin Peterson is receiving the following scholarships: Lester Van Dyke Senior Memorial and Viking Band Booster. Zabriana Peterson is receiving the following scholarship: Lester Van Dyke Senior Memorial. Noe Pierce is receiving the following scholarships: Joanne Locke, Johnson Elementary PTO, Lester Van Dyke Senior Memorial, Merrill Green Bryan Rotary Club, Bryan High Senior Choir, and Cheyenne Booster Club. Excuse me. Kristen Provazic receiving the following scholarships: Double Day Service Excellence, Merrill Green Bryan Rotary Club, and Lost Raccoon Elementary. Sophia Ramirez is receiving the following scholarship: Lester Van Dyke Senior Memorial. Jasmine Ramos is receiving the following scholarships: Bonham Elementary PTO, Brazos County Retired School Personnel, and Cheyenne Booster Club. Wyatt Robertson is receiving the following scholarship: Lester Van Dyke Senior Memorial. Ross Rodriguez is receiving the following scholarship: Viking Band Booster. Lola Sauceda is receiving the following scholarship: Bryan High Class of 1994. Olivia Shearer is receiving the following scholarships: BHS PTSO, Bryan ISD Education Foundation Memorial, and Lester Van Dyke Senior Memorial. Alexia Soto is receiving the following scholarships: BHS PTSO, Lucille Daughtery, Bryan High Fine Arts Cares, and Viking Theater Booster. Sophia Spanel is receiving the following scholarships: Brazos Valley Republican Club, Bryan High Choir Senior, Bryan High Fine Arts Cares, Moria S. Sale, Bryan Coca-Cola, and Viking Theater Booster. Nathaniel Surley is receiving the following scholarship: Lester Van Dyke Senior Memorial. Grace Dowd is receiving the following scholarships: Arkham and New Horizon, Brazos Union Masonic Lodge Harvey Mitchell, Bryan High Choir Senior, and SFA Class of 1964. Gabriela Vasquez is receiving the following scholarships: Knights of Columbus, number 1834, Lester Van Dyke Senior Memorial, and Viking Band Booster. Madeline Ward is receiving the following scholarship: Lester Van Dyke Senior Memorial. Allison Warden is receiving the following scholarships: Bryan High Class of 1994. Camille Warden is receiving the following scholarships: Bryan High Choir Senior, Bryan High Fine Arts Cares, Bryan Noon Lions Club, and Travis B. Bryan Jr. Jordan Washington is receiving the following scholarships: Chambers Collegiate, Lester Van Dyke Senior Memorial. Madison Wells is receiving the following scholarships: Chambers Collegiate and Lester Van Bank Senior Memorial. Cadence Williamson is receiving the following scholarships: Bryan High Fine Arts Cares and Viking Theater Booster. Carson Wright is receiving the following scholarship: Viking Band Booster.
Good evening. My name is Brittany McBride, and I have the honor of serving as the Bryan ISD Education Foundation Board President for this year. It is a privilege to be with you all this evening and recognize the accomplishments of so many amazing Bryan ISD students. I'm a former Bryan ISD and Bryan High School graduate and remember being in your shoes like it was yesterday. Now take a deep breath, soak it all in, and enjoy every minute of your final days of being a high school senior. On behalf of the board members for the Education Foundation, I want to say how very proud we are to see so many wonderful students from Bryan ISD not only preparing for graduation, but also making plans to continue your educational pursuits. Thanks to amazing donors who also believe in your accomplishments and possibilities, we're able to provide these scholarships to you tonight. Many of our donors are present this evening to witness your hard work and dedication to your academics. Since the inception of the Bryan ISD Education Foundation, our donors and sponsors have helped us award over $1.6 million in scholarships to Bryan ISD graduates. So while tonight is to celebrate you, our graduating seniors, I also want to pause for a moment to applaud all of those who have helped make these scholarships possible. Let's please give a round of applause for our generous donors. The Bryan ISD Education Foundation is a nonprofit organization that exists to raise financial resources to elevate student achievement and provide support for the 16,000 students who call this district home. We raise funds through private donors, corporate sponsorships, and special events, including the return of our wildly successful hometown reunion, which takes place on August 16th, and our annual Hall of Honor event, which recognizes outstanding Bryan ISD graduates. I'm quite certain we will honor some of you in the years to come at this prestigious event. This year, the Education Foundation will have given over $600,000 back to students and staff in Bryan ISD, the largest amount given in our 25-year history. We are excited to award $155,000 of those dollars to our seniors tonight. Graduating seniors, you did it. You worked hard for 4 years. You have made memories and friendships that will last a lifetime. As you step out to pursue your goals and dreams, remember there's a community and a foundation here that fully supports you and is rooting for your success. Thank your parents, guardians, and family members. Give them hugs often and know that they are and always will be your biggest fans. On behalf of the Education Foundation, congratulations. Next, we will honor our recipients from Mary Catherine Harris High School. Here to acknowledge them is their principal, Dr. Karen Casper.
Sky Allen is receiving the following scholarship: Cedric Earl Banks Memorial. Moises Kangas is receiving the following scholarship: Cedric Earl Banks Memorial. Erica Carter is receiving the following scholarships: Knights of Columbus, number 1834, and Cedric Earl Banks Memorial. Tamia Gibbs is receiving the following scholarship: Cedric Earl Banks Memorial. Madison Griffin is receiving the following scholarship: Cedric Earl Banks Memorial. Danelli Morales is receiving the following scholarships: Bonham Elementary PTO and Cedric Earl Banks Memorial. Cedric Earl Banks Memorial. Zakia Weber is receiving the following scholarship, Cedric Earl Banks Memorial. Daniel Pineda is receiving the following scholarships, Leon and Cynthia Danina and Cedric Earl Banks Memorial. Next, we will honor our recipients from Rudder High School. Here to acknowledge them is their principal, Rachel Layton.
Alyssa Allen is receiving the following scholarships, Lester Ben Banks Senior Memorial and Lucille Dodery. Taylor Anderson is receiving the following scholarships, Lester Ben Banks Senior Memorial and Travis B. Bryan Jr. Emily Angel is receiving the following scholarship, Knights of Columbus, 1834. Sarah Castillo is receiving the following scholarships, Fujifilm Diocent Biotechnologies and George H.W. Bush High School Public Service. Adrian Chavez is receiving the following scholarship, Lester Ben Banks Senior Memorial. Nichelle Clifton is receiving the following scholarships, Ethel Hedgeman Lyle and Lester Ben Banks Senior Memorial. Edgar de Santiago is receiving the following scholarship, St. Andrew's Church. Estefani Escobar Gonzalez is receiving the following scholarships, David H. Segrest and Lester Ben Banks Senior Memorial. Natalie Fajardo is receiving the following scholarships, Bryan ISD Education Foundation Memorial, Lester Ben Banks Senior Memorial, and Neal Elementary Regal Eagle PTO in St. Andrew's Church. Rob Griffin is receiving the following scholarships, Rudder High School PTSO and Sandra Davis. Amora Harris is receiving the following scholarship, Lindy Danford Memorial. Daniel Hernandez is receiving the following scholarship, St. Andrew's Church. Elena Hill is receiving the following scholarship, Rudder High School PTSO. James Holler is receiving the following scholarships, Bill Watkins Memorial and Lester Ben Banks Senior Memorial. Hayden Holmes is receiving the following scholarship, Lester Ben Banks Senior Memorial. Lainey Jones is receiving the following scholarship, Lester Ben Banks Senior Memorial. Grace Kickstart is receiving the following scholarships, Arkema New Horizon and Lester Ben Banks Senior Memorial. Jackie Martin is receiving the following scholarship, St. Andrew's Church. Ernest Montebias is receiving the following scholarship, Lester Ben Banks Senior Memorial. Miguel Ramirez is receiving the following scholarship, Bonham Elementary PTO. Maritza Rangel is receiving the following scholarship, Lester Ben Banks Senior Memorial. Jade Robinson is receiving the following scholarships, Eugene Edge III Charitable Trust, Lester Ben Banks Senior Memorial, and Rudder High School PTSO. Brooklyn Rodriguez is receiving the following scholarships: Lester Ben Banks Senior Memorial, Mortimer and Lucy Brown Memorial, or Family in the Women's Club of Bryan College Station. Logan Rudd is receiving the following scholarships: the Vidal Chapter Number 9 Order of the Eastern Star. Yesenia Salazar is receiving the following scholarships: Brian Noon's Lions Club, Lester Ben Banks Senior Memorial, and Neal Elementary Regal Eagle PTO. Natalia Sanchez Zuniga is receiving the following scholarships: Bryan ISD Education Foundation Memorial and Merrill Green Bryan Rotary Club. Riley Skasta is receiving the following scholarship: Rudder Ranger Club. Hannah Schultz is receiving the following scholarship: Brian Noon Lions Club. Shania Smith is receiving the following scholarship: Chambers Collegiate. Riley Stokes is receiving the following scholarship: Heart of G Memorial. Marasia Tucker is receiving the following scholarships: Knights of Columbus 1834 and Lester Ben Banks Senior Memorial. Osael Vasquez is receiving the following scholarship: Lester Ben Banks Senior Memorial. Braylon Weber is receiving the following scholarship: Brazos Valley African American Heritage and Culture Society. Brett Yeager is receiving the following scholarships: Dusty and Blake Holiday Memorial and Lester Ben Banks Senior Memorial.
Good evening. My name is Sarah Braden, and I have the privilege of being the Executive Director of the Bryan ISD Education Foundation. As mentioned earlier in the evening, the Education Foundation is a nonprofit that exists to raise financial resources to help students just like you. We do this through partnering with individual donors, corporate partnerships, and through alumni that you will soon become. The foundation has 2 donors here tonight who wanted to make this evening extra special for you. Thompson, Derek, and Craig is a public accounting firm, and the Mervis family. They both recognize your outstanding achievement and your desire to further your college and career goals. Both of these donors want to help provide a valuable resource that you can take into your next chapter in your educational journey. Each of these donors has donated a brand new HP laptop that 2 lucky winners will get to receive here in just a moment. Let's give a round of applause for our donors. So we have 2 of our board members here tonight. Alan Dock is an accountant with Thompson, Derek, and Craig, and then Brittany McBride will choose the second winner. So students, if your name is called, then at the end of the ceremony, when everything is done, please come forward and you get to take home your laptop this evening. So can I get a drum roll, please? Okay, the suspense. Okay, the first lucky winner is Cammie Warden. Lucky winner. Okay, so one of you gets to be next. Okay, we need another drum roll. Let's go. Sophia Ramirez. Congratulations to both of you and to the entire class of 2025. We are very proud of you.
Conclude tonight's ceremony, we want to once again thank possible. Let's give one final round of applause to our donors. Seniors, we're incredibly proud of you and excited for the bright futures ahead. Be sure to check your scholarship envelope for any instructions on how to collect your award. If you need help writing thank you notes, your docent coordinator is happy to assist. We also want to recognize that many of our students receive scholarships outside of the voting process. If you're receiving any additional scholarships beyond those presented tonight, please stand and be recognized. To our families and donors, please remember to take your program home with you. It includes a Linktree QR code you can use to download digital photos from this evening once they become available. As a reminder, we kindly ask that you don't use the foyer doors near the photo booth area to my right while we wrap up student photos. However, if you'd like to take your own pictures, our communications department has set up an additional photo booth in the main lobby just for you. Please note that there is an accessible ramp leading to the side parking lot just outside the doors to my left. Thank you once again for being a part of this meaningful event. We appreciate your continued support and we wish everyone a safe and pleasant evening.